3 of your programs. Also make sure to turn off your cell phones. Thanks, Mom. And also, the exits are there, but you should probably take it that way in case of emergency. Romeo and Juliet is typically seen as a tragedy, but in our production today, we play around with that a little bit. We play around with comedy and tragedy, with old and new, and we're really excited for you to see the show.
Peter, my word will not carry coals.
No, for them you should be colliers.
I need and we begin. Collar will draw.
Oh, while you live, draw your neck out of the collar.
I strike quickly, being moved.
Oh, but thou art not quickly moved to strike.
Dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I'll take the wall any man or maid Montagues.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men.
It is all one. I will show myself a tyrant when I fought the men. I will be cruel to the maids and cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids?
Aye, the heads of the maids or their maiden heads. See what says thou will.
They must take it in sense that feel it.
'Tis me they shall feel when I'm able to stand. It is known I am a pretty piece of flesh.
Well, thou art not fish. Draw the cruel. Comes to the house of the How, turn thy back and run.
Fear me.
Oh, Mary, I fear thee. I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Nay, if they dare, I will bite my thumb, which is a disgrace should they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
If I say I.
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir!
No, sir.
You do, sir, I am for you.
No better.
Well, sir, draw if you be men.
Hey, come on, you got it.
Hey, what?
Remember your form. Heart fools, put up thy swords. You know not what you do.
Turn me, Benvolio, upon like death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword.
What? Drawn and talk of peace. I hate the word as I hate hell, all Montagues and thee. Have at me, coward. Have it your way.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh, hi! Down! Down with the coward!
Old Montague has come and flourished his blade in spite of me.
Makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers takes their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. You men, you beasts! 3 civil brawls, bred in a merry word, by thee, Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all men depart. You, Capulet, shall come along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon, to Old Town or common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak. Nephew, will you buy when it began?
The fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared swung about his head and cut the winds. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, he came more and more and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who pardoned either part. Yea.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, my troubled mind drave me to walk abroad. Underneath the grove of sycamore that westward rooted on the city side, so early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me and stole into the covert of the woods. I measuring his affections by my own, which Most are busy when they're most alone, pursued my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there been seen with tears augmenting with fresh morning dew, adding to the clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. Away from the light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber.
What?
Pens himself
Alfred Reginald!
Locks for dinner and makes himself an artificial name.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know of it nor can learn of him.
Did you importune him by any means?
Both by myself and by others. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as no.
Please you step aside, see where he comes. I'll know his grievance, or it be much denied.
I were their work so happy by thy station here. Madam looks away.
Oh, tomorrow, cousin.
Today's so young.
But mine.
I'm really sad. I was seeing long. Was that my father that went in so fast?
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having makes them short.
In love?
Out
Of love?
of her favor, I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough and proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without icy pathways to his will. Where shall we dine?
Oh, me, what fray was here yet?
Tell me not. I've heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but much more with love. Oh, brawling love, oh, loving hate, oh, anything you nothing first create.
Romeo, I'm sad.
Heavy light, mysterious vanity, misshapen chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep. That is not what it is. This love feel light, but feel no love. This
God.
does that not laugh?
No, cuz I'd rather weep.
Good-hearted what?
A good heart's oppression.
Why such is love's transgression? Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs, being
Oh,
burned
oh
with
God.
fire, sparkling with blood, being vexed, a sea nourished with lover's tears.
There,
What is
there.
it else? The man is most discreet, the choking dull and the preserving sweet. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me here, you do me wrong.
I've lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He is some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is it that you love?
What shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan I know, but sadly tell me who.
In faith, cousin, I do love a woman.
Oh! Really? I am so near when I suppose you love.
Shall not be hit with Cupid's arrow, and shall prove her chastity well armed from love's weak, childish bow she lives unharmed. She's forsworn to love, and in that vow do I look dead that look to tell it now.
Then she had sworn that she will live chaste.
She had.
I could never.
Mary makes female ways, her beauty cut off with her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. She's too wise, too fair, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair.
Be ruled by me, cuz. Forget to think of her.
Teach me how to forget to think.
Go on Tinder. Examine other beauty.
Show me a mistress at passing fair. What doth the beauty deserve? Delete that. For I may pass me who pass that passing fair. Farewell, cousin. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die.
The Montague is bound as well as I, penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I should prevent so old as we to keep the peace. Of honorable reckoning are you both. Now, my lord, what say you to my suit? Embarrassing, or what I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. Let 2 more summers wither under pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride. Younger than she, her happy mother's maid, and too soon marred though so early made. But woo her, gentle Paris, okay, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a heart, and she agreed, within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old, accustomed fest, wherefore I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the score. One more most welcome makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, Peter, charge about through fair Verona. Find those persons out whose names are listed there, and to them say my home is welcome on their pleasure stay. Ta-ta.
Find the mountain whose names are written here. I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person has here writ. I must to the learned, in good time. Can you read?
Why, Romeo, art thou mad? Oh, I was mad, was bound more than a madman is. I'm shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented. I'm unfortunate in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
I have entered the letters in the language.
Oh, you say honestly. Rest ye merry. I intimidated him.
Stay, fellow. I can read.
Oh, no. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anthem and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitravio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, my late Rosaline,
Signor Valentia, Olivia, her cousin
Tybalt, and the lively Helena. Fair assembly, whither should they come?
Oh, to supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montague... I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rescue Mary!
At this same ancient feast of Capulet, such the fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face to some that I will show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
Fairer than my love. Y'all see, sun never saw her match since first the world begun.
You saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales, let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid that I will show you shining at this feast, and she that scant shows well, shall now show best. Please, I never leave my house.
Long notion sight to be shown. Yes. Rejoice in the splendor of my nose.
Let's get lit!
Nurse! Where's my daughter? Call her forth to me. What's lamb? What's lady? Oh, God forbid, where's this girl? What's Juliet? How now? Who calls? Your mother. Madam, I'm here. What's your will? This is the matter, nurse. Give me a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I remembered me. Thou hearest our counsel. Thou knows my daughter's of pretty age. Babe, I can tell her age upon the hour. Susan, she got us all Christian souls were of an age. Well, Susan is with God now. She was too good for me. But as I remember, this is the earthquake now 11 years. My lord, and you are that adventure, and they I do bear great right. What? Don't tell us. Shit! What the hell? She could run! Nay, right a rouge. She could run and walk on tails. Oh, and the day before she broke her throat. Oh, a perilous enough. And my husband, he was a married man. He took up the child and said, yea, quote he, falls upon thy face, thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? Pretty makes one cry. I pray thee. Yes, madam. Yes. Yet I cannot help but laugh to think the pretty wretchedly cries and eyes. What? Upon her brow she had a bump as big as young cockerel stone. Oh, perilous now she cries bitterly. And my husband took his child and said, yea, quote he, falls upon the face, thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? Oh, and she sits and said, I say now too, I pray thee, nurse, say I. Peace I have done, thou wast the prettiest babe that ever I nursed. And were I to live to see thee married once, oh, I have my wish. This Mary is the very thing on which I come to speak. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor I dream not of.
Oh, an honor. Were I not my only nurse, I would say like such wisdom for my
Nurse, think of marriage now. Here in Verona, younger than you, ladies of esteem are already made mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now made. Thus then in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
Oh, a man, young lady, such a man as all the world.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, a flower, he's a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read over the volume of young Paris' face and find delight there with thy beauty's pen. This precious book of love, this unbound lever, to beautify him only lacks a cover. So shall you share all that he doth possess, in having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Nurse, still grows. Speak briefly. Can you love a gentleman?
All look to like if looking like he moved, but no more deep line, dart mine eye than your consecutive strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come. I'm so sorry. The guests are come. Supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for. The nurse cursed in the pantry and everything in extremity. I must hence away. I beseech you, follow straight. We follow thee. Go, girl, see happy nights to happy days.
shall we honor that apology?
Let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Not I. I'm not for this ambling. Give me a torch. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we shall have you dance.
Not I.
You have dancing shoes with nimble soles.
I have a soul of lead, which so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above the common bound.
Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink, should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorns.
If love be rough with you, you be rough with love. Prick love for pricking and you'll beat love down. Give me a kiss, put my visage in. A visor for a visor.
Go knock and enter, but no sooner in, but every man could take him to his legs.
Give me a torch. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their toes. I'll be a candle holder and look on.
Come, we burn daylight. Oh.
Nay, that's not so!
I mean, in our delay, we waste our light in vain like lamps by day. Take our good meaning for our judgment sits 5 times ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
A dreamers often lie.
I've been asleep all day to dream things true.
Oh! Then I see Queen Mab, heaven with you. She is a lady's midwife, and she comes in a shape no bigger than an agate stone. On the forefinger of an elder man, athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes are of long spiders' legs, the cover of her wings of grasshoppers. Her whip is of cricket's bone. Her lash of quill. Her wagoner is a small gray-coated gnat, not so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut.
What?
Yes, go. And in this state, she gallops. What are you time galloping? Gallops! And I find out through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Over ladies' lips, straight on kisses dream. Sometimes she grabs over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out another suit.
Romeo,
Sometimes she comes with a tight pigtail, tickling a parson as he lies asleep, and then dreams he of another benefit. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of Spanish blades, of breaches of hell 5 fathoms deep, and then anon drums in his ears, at which he starts and wakes, and thus being frightened swears a prayer or two, and then sleeps again. There's a shame!
thou talks of nothing.
True, I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as air.
The wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind is fixed in consequence, yet hanging the stars that shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life, close in my breast, with some vile forfeit as a timely end. But he which hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail on, lusty gentlemen.
Strike drone!
Okay!
Where's Papa? And he helps not to get away.
Quicker shall I own one or two of his hands and they unwashed to the foul thing.
Away with the toy to remove the cord cover, look to the plate. Good thou, save me, piece of parchment, and ask for love's being pet for let in pop pan.
I boy ready.
Rule for, called for, asked for, and sought for in the great chamber.
We cannot be here and there too. Cheer, good boys, listen first a while and the locker liver take off.
Welcome, gentlemen. Which of you all now deny to dance? Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen a day. I have worn a visor and could tell whispering tales of fair lady. Such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians play. Aha, aha, get through and foot it, girls.
Amazing, iconic work. Modern art. That's my cousin. Don't dance like that! In front of people! I don't want it!
Oh, more like you, knaves! And turn the tables up. And this fire, this room has grown too hot. Ah, Sirrah, this unlooked for sport comes well.
What lady is that which doth enrich and handed down her knight?
I know not, sir.
Though she doth teach to the fortunes of her right, beauty too rich for use for oath to years. The measure done, I shall watch her place suspended, touching her to make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love so now? True swear, never did I see true beauty until this night.
This by his voice should be marked to fetch me up here, boy! Now I'm stopping honor of my cage of stripes, then I will not a sin.
Why, how now? Then wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague Arco who would hither come and spite discorded our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, I think.
Peter, and to see that villain Romeo.
Content be gentle, cuz, but have allowed. To say truth, for on a brass, you come to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of this town here in my house do him disparagement. It is my will to which that thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns and ill-beseeming semblance for best.
It fits when such a villain is a guest on our door.
He shall be endured, what good and boy, am I the master here, or you? He shall be endured, God shall mend my soul, will make a meeting among my guests.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you are a saucy boy! Is it so indeed for shame? I'll make you quiet. But surely my heart.
Patience before with willful collar meeting makes my flesh tremble in this different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitter gal.
If I may profane with mine worthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine as this, my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand as keen to rough touch with the tender kiss.
You do run your hands too much in this which manly devotion shows. Saints have hands that pilgrims' hands may touch, and palms of palm as holy palmers do.
Have saints not lips and holy palmers too?
Well, I pilgrim most of the things used in prayer.
Well then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, less faith to despair.
Saints do not move, though, grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not when my praise is back and take. That's for my lips by yours, my sins learn. My lips are trespassing when yours giving my sin again.
No! Your mother craves a word with you!
What is your mother?
Her mother, sir, is the lady of the house, and a kind, and a virtuous, and a courteous. I nursed her there!
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear son, my life is my throat's death.
Away be gone before you come back!
I fear the more my rest. Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet toward. Oh, is it even so? Well, why then, I thank you all. I thank you. Honest gentlemen. Good night. More torches here. Let's to bed. I'll to my rest.
Where's come either? What's he that follows there that would not dare?
I don't know.
Well, go ask his name. Oh, if he be married, my brand is like to be my wedding bed.
His room and a Montague, the only son of your great
And an only how sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown, and known too late. For it is birth of love it is to me, that I must love a loathed enemy.
You just met him! What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now from one I dance with all.
Come, let's away. All the strangers are gone.
Yeah, every time you walk, every time you walk, every time you walk, I feel like letting go. Every time you walk.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dollars, and find thy center out. Romeo! Romeo, my cousin Romeo!
Pick up! It's not gonna!
Call good Mercutio!
Nay! I'll conjure too! Romeo! Humor! Madman! Passion! Lover! Appear thou in the likeness of the star, speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. That
I
rhyme.
don't care!
Cry, but I may pronounce but love and dove. I conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eye, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, and in thy likeness thou appear to us!
If he hear thee, that will anger him!
This cannot anger him. If it my love cannot hit the mark. Romeo, good night. Let's do my bed. This field is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go to, for 'tis in vain to seek him here means not to be found. You drunk bitch!
He just had scars and never felt a wound.
But soft, what light for yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the enemy's moon that is already sick and pale with grief. The sound of mate are far more fair than she.
That
Be
looks
not
pretty
her
good
mate.
tonight.
She is envious. Oh, it is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks.
Oh, my family hates him.
That's
That's
that. Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all of heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes are there and they in her head? The brightest of her cheek would shame the stars of daylight doth the lamp, and her eyes would through the arid region stream so bright the birds would sing and think it would not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I may touch that cheek.
Oh, shit!
She speaks! Oh, speak again, bright angel! Her tower is glorious and is lifting over my head as the winged messenger of heaven as he sails upon the bosom of the air and bestrides the lazy pacing clouds.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, then I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. And what's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Will be some other name. And what's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Oh, Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all my soul.
I take the other word. Why, beloved gentleman, ever will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bestraining knife so stumblest on my counsel?
By name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, fair saint, is hateful to myself, for it is enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, and I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, then a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, of either thee is like.
Well, how camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and so hard to climb, and the place death considering who thou art, if they my kinsmen do find thee here. How did you just do that?
Only women on our left.
Okay, they will murder thee if they do see thee here, so.
I have knights close to shield me from their sight, and let that love
I just
me.
don't
Let
understand.
them better engines. Why, their hate and death corroded, wanting of thy love.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else will the maidens blush, but paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain will I dwell on form, fain, deny what I have spoke. Farewell, compliment. Dost thou love me?
Yes.
I know thou wilt say aye, and I will believe thee. Yet if thou swearest, thou may prove false. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost, thou pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou think I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. Oh, I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that though overheard, I was wearing my truest passion. Therefore, pardon me.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear to take and silver all these fruit-free tops.
I swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circle orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
In my heart, your love.
Okay, well, don't swear. Although I join in thee, I take no joy in this contract tonight. It's too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like lightning, which to cease to be, and one can say a lightning sweet good night. This bud of love may by summer's ripening breath prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Oh, good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as are within my breast.
Or wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
Oh, what satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy most faithful wife for mine. That.
I did give it thee before thou didst request it, and yet I would have word to give again.
Wilt thou withdraw? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, to give it thee again, I just you know, my bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Oh, Jupiter, I am coming! I hear some noise.
Me too.
Dear Montague, adieu. The sweet love be true. Stay but a little, and I'll come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed age.
3 words, gentle Romeo, and good night indeed.
So do I.
If thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send word for me tomorrow by one that ought here to come to thee. Where and at what time thou
No!
I am coming! But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee.
No!
I
guards him with the silk thread, plucks it back again. So loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would rather.
Sweet, so would I. That I should kill thee with much cherishing. Oh, good night, turning to such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep become thy night in peace and thy rest. But I will sleep in peace, so sweet the rest. Hence I will to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave and my dear have to tell.
Now ere the sunny bed is burning high, the day to cheer, and night's head dew to dry, hast thou filled this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Many for many virtues excellent, none but for some, and yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in herbs, plants, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Isn't that nice? Nor also good, but strange from that fair use revolts from true birth. Stumbling on abuse, virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice sometimes by action dignified. Do such opposed kings and camp consult, that is well deserved. Grace and goodwill, and rather worse will soon the canker death eats on that plant. Give poor father rapidity to take. Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused by some distemperature. If not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That, alas, is true. The sweeter West was mine.
God pardon sin. Was thou with Rosaline?
With Rosamond, my ghostly father, no. I have forgotten that name and that means woe.
That's good, my son, but where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou ask me again. I've been feasting with mine enemy, where my son would have wounded me, that's by me wounded, and both are remedies within thy help and holy physical eyes.
He playing this time only in thy trick. Within confession finds but really tricked.
Then plainly know that my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet.
As mine on her, so hers is set on mine, and both combined, save that thou was combined with holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis! The change is here, is Rosaline. Thou givest love so dear, so soon forsaken. Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Oh, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline, thy old groans that ring in my ancient ears. Look, here upon thy cheek doth stand the stain of an old tear that is not washed off yet, and art thou
Now
changed?
chase me out for loving, Rachel. Rebecca. Rose.
For loving, not for loving, pupil mine.
And that's me buried long.
Not in a grave to lay one in and another out to
I
have.
pray thee, chide not, for she whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Come, young waverer. Come, go. Yes. One respect all biases to leave. This alliance may so happy prove to turn your households rancour to pure love.
Oh, let us hence I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow. They stumble who run fast.
Nah.
Like you care.
Where the devil could this Romeo be? Keep me not home tonight.
Not from his father's, I spoke with his man.
That same pale, hard-hearted wench that Rosaline torments him so he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's
The
house.
challenge. My lord!
And Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write can answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master, how he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo. He's already dead!
Why? What is it?
One of the Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is a courageous captain of confidence. He fights as you sing prick songs. Keeps time, distance, and proportion. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. A duelist, a gentleman of the very first house. Benny.
Here comes Romeo.
Oh, without his roe, like a dried herring. Flesh, how thou art bad. Thou gavest counterfeit fairly last night.
A good morrow to you, Rose. What counterfeit am I giving you?
Oh, the ship, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon me for here's you, but my business was great, and in a case such as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as say, in a case such as yours, constrains the man to bow in the hand.
Meaning to courtesy.
That was most kindly.
Most courteous recognition.
Nay, I'm very pink in courtesy. Come between us, good Benvolio, my good state.
Switch and spur,
hers are a cry match.
Nay, if thou wouldst run the wild goose chase, I have done, for thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
I was never with me for anything that was not there.
What goose?
I will bite my ear for that jest.
Goose bite not.
There was no goose. Bittersweet, emotional snow sauce.
And is it not well served?
The goose thing, where every time they fight and then they make up, they talk about this goose that I swear has never existed. And they bring it up and it makes me feel so isolated in this friendship.
Roaming for miles like a great natural, lolling up and down to behind his battle in a hole.
Stop! There, please, no more goose.
Thou desirest me to stop with my tail against the hair?
I would else have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived. I would have made it short, for I had come to the very length
Your
of my
length?
tail.
Yeah, your length.
And I meant indeed to occupy the window longer. Good Peter, to hide her face, for the fans a fairer face. That's a good one.
Good morrow, gentlemen.
Oh, good afternoon, fair gentlewoman.
Is it?
Tis no less, for the body handle is almost up on the menu.
I don't know him.
Okay, tis well said. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where you find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but see, young Romeo will be older when you found him than he was when you saw him.
I'm the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse. You say well.
Oh, it's the worst one! It's false of infamy, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you. She will indict him to some somewhere.
No hair, sir, unless a hair, sir, and a lantern pie.
There's a green pie.
And a whore! There is these steps. And all their whore, arrogantly, and lent! But I don't realize their hearts! Romeo, will you to your father's?
I will follow you.
Farewell, is
Down here, but
farewell.
I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman that loves to hear himself talk.
Oh, when he say anything against me, I'll take him down! Or, if I cannot, I will find someone who shall. Scurvy knave! And thou must stand by too, and suffer any knave to use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you a pleasure. If I had, my weapon should quickly have been out. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as another man if I see occasion in a good quarrel and the law on my side.
Now, afore God, I am so vexed, and right parts about to be quivers. Pray you, sir, a word. Now, as I told you, my young lady bade me inquire you out, but first let me tell you, if ye should lead her to fool's paradise, as they say, it would be a very ill thing for you to do, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, therefore if should deal double with her, it would be a very weak dealing.
Now commend me to that lady and mistress. I'll do protest unto thee.
Oh, good heart, faith I shall. Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What would thou say to her, nurse, that thou not mark me?
I will tell her, sir, that you doth protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
Okay, bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon. There she shall, and Friar Lord Cecil be married. Here's for thy pains.
Oh, no, sir, truly, not a penny.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within an hour my man shall be with thee and bring thee a ladder, which should the high-top convoy of my joy be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty, I'll quit thee for thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy lady.
Oh, God in heaven bless you. Oh, hark you, sir, a word.
What says that, nurse?
Oh, well, my mistress is the sweetest lady. There was a nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay night before, but she couldn't hardly as we see a toad, a very toad. And I anger her sometimes and tell her Paris is the proper man. But I assure you, when I do so, she's as pale as any cloud to the versal world.
Okay, commend me to thy lady.
I 1,000 times. Bear, anon! Take my bed. Okay. No, I'll go for it.
Well, the clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. Well, nay, that's not so. Oh, she's so lame. Love's herald should be thoughts which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and her 9:12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be swift in motion as a ball. My words would fain be heard, my sweet love, and his to me. The old folks, me fain as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, and pale as lead. Oh, now she comes. Come out, nurse. Well, hast thou met with him? Send my mail away.
Peter! Stay at the gate.
Well, what news? Oh, Lord, why lookest thou sad? If thy news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
Fie, can you not see? My ankles ache!
I wouldst thou had my ankles and I thy news. Nay, come speak. I pray thee, good nurse, speak.
Jesus, what haste? Can you not give me leave a while? Do you not see? I'm out of breath.
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me thou art out of breath? The tale thou makest in this excuse is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer that. Say either, and I'll state the circumstance. Let me be satisfied, good or bad.
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo!
Romeo!
Baby, is better than any man's. And her hands, and a foot, and a body, they be not talked upon, yet they're past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy, but onward as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches! What a head have I! It beats as if it would fall into 20 pieces! My back, the other side, my neck, my back, my ankles, how they crack! Oh, show your heart for sending me about up and down to catch my death!
In faith, I am so sorry thou art not well. Now, sweet nurse, what says love?
Your love says,
Yeah.
an honest gentleman, and of courteous, and of virtues, and I warrant handsome. Wait, where's your mother?
Where's my mother? She is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, honest gentleman.
Oh, God's lady, dear, I'm so hot. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforth, do your messages yourself.
Oh, come on, here's such a coil. What says my love?
Have you got leave to go to church today?
Yeah, I have.
Then how you had Mr. Friar Lawrence himself, there stays a husband to me. Yes! Yes! Did you hear that? Rowan, did you hear that? I'm here! I'm here! Oh, he really likes me! Oh my God, he likes me more than Betsy!
Me and Romeo were like brothers thing now because we're getting married.
This is the best thing I ever did now.
I did report an honest nurse for well.
Bingo!
So smile the heavens on this holy act that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. Come what sorrow can. It cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives from your sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, and let love divine death do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume them. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately.
Moderately?
Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Here comes the lady. So light but will never out the everlasting flames. A lover may bestride the gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not fall. So light is vanity.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him once as his thanks too much.
Oh, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heat his mind, and that thy skill be more to blazon, then sweeten with thy breathless neighbor air, and make rich music come and full in the happiness with joy received with mere encounter.
Conceit more rich in matter than in words.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
Rags of substance and of ornament, they are but beggars that can count their worth. My true love has grown to such excess that I cannot sum up my wealth.
Come with me, and we shall make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate 2 in 1. Stop touching the toe!
Pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For in these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God, give me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, thou art as any in Italy is soon moved to be be moody as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there are two such. We should have none shortly, for one to kill the other. thou wilt quarrel with a man for having a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason than thou hast hazel eyes.
Green eyes.
What eye but such an eye would spoil such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and thy head has been from quarreling. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, for he has wakened thy dog who hath lain asleep in the sun.
He was so peaceful.
Didst thou not follow a tailor for wearing his new doublet without Easter, and yet thou wilt tutor me from Porto.
It was so ugly. Oh, by my head here from the Capulet.
By my heel I care not.
You should go away for the Gentlemen, good day. A word with one of you?
But one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me out enough that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
May not take some occasion without giving.
Mercutio, thou consort.
Consort! Oh, here's my fiddlesticks. Here's what shall make you dance. God damn it, consort!
We are in the public haunted men. Either withdraw into some private space and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here, all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes are made to look. And let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if you wear your livery. Go before the field, he'll be your man. Your worship in that sense will call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford you no better turn than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the opportunity raised to such a greeting. Villain am I not, therefore farewell, I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me, therefore turn and draw.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than
Question.
thou hast. And therefore, what is Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as my known, besides us?
Shh, no, calm, dishonorable, vile submission, Tybalt. You rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats. Nothing, but one of your 9 lives, which I should make bold withal. And as you shall use me hereafter, drive me the rest of the 8.
I am for you.
The good Mercutio,
I'm
put the
sorry.
baby out! Roll up and move and beat their weapons down!
Stop!
My hands.
Gentlemen, for shame! Tybalt Mercutio, the prince expressly have forbidden to run the streets!
Tybalt!
Hold Tybalt! Good Mercutio!
Oh, I'm hurt.
Peter?
Plague on both your houses. I am spent. Is he gone and have nothing?
Man, the hurt cannot be much.
No. 'Tis not so deep as a well, nor 'tis wide as a church door. But 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. As for me tomorrow, you shall find me a grave man. I am tempered, I warrant, for this world. The plague on both your houses. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm. I thought all was for the best. I'll into some house, good Benvolio, where I shall faint.
You've done enough.
The plague on both your houses! They have made worms meat out of me. I have it, and soundly too. It's gonna be okay. Your houses! Your houses! Your houses!
This gentleman, my very friend, has got his morals hurt on my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt that an hour had been my kinsman. Oh, Juliet, thy beauty has made me effeminate, and my temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead.
No,
The gallant spirit that had aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
this day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive, triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire I fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back which late that gave to me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way to far end, waiting for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that dig your ears shall wake from heaven.
This shall determine that. Ah! Oh!
Begone, the citizens are up and Tybalt slain. If the prince find he thee or thee, he will doom thee dead. Hence begone away.
I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, and bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with calm look, gentle breath, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt's deft at peace. But that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all is hot, turns deathly point to point, and with a martial scorn, with one hand beats cold death aside, and with the other hand sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, friends part, and swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes, and underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the lifeless down Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning, for ere I can draw to part them with stout Tybalt flame. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. I beg for justice, prince, which thou must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not
Romeo
live.
slew he slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo. Prince, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end. The life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him.
No.
I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayer shall purchase that abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he found that hour is his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murderers, pardoning those that kill.
So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child who has new robes and cannot wear them. Oh, here comes the nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Well, what news? What's that? The ladder Romeo did thee fetch? Aye, the ladder. Why me? Why dost thou wring thy hands? Oh, the day we're undone, lady, we're undone. He's gone, he's killed, he's dead. Can heaven be so envious? Romeo can, no heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, whatever would have thought, Romeo? What devil art thou that thus torments me? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I. Brief sounds determine my weal or woe. I saw the wounds, I saw it with mine own eyes. Here lies the man in just, oh God, save the Lord. Pale as ashes, oh, all the dead blood, gore, but I swear to not the sight. Oh, break my heart. To prison eyes ne'er look on liberty. Vile earth to earth resign, and motion here. Oh, Tybalt! The best friend I ever had! Oh, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee die! Nurse, what storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dear lord. Tybalt is dead and Romeo banished. Romeo that did kill me is banished. Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? Did alas the day indeed. Oh serpent mind hid in a flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-dotted raven, wolvish ravening lamb, despised substance of divinest show, just opposite to what thou seemst. Oh nature, what hadst thou to do in hell when thou didst bow the spirit of a fiend in mortal paradise of such sweet flesh? Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace. There's no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all dissemblers. Where's my man? So aqua vitae, these griefs, these sorrows, these woes make me old. Shame come to Romeo. Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. It was not
That villain cousin would have killed my husband. My husband lived, and Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead. That would have killed my husband, and all that's comfort, right? So wherefore we die then? Some word there was, worse than Tybalt's death that murders me. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damn guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt's dead, and Romeo. Banish it, that one word, banish it, that's slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death were worse if not, but it ended there, there's no end. Limit, measure, bound in that word's death, no words can that woe sound. Where's my mother and my father, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you to them? I can bring you thither.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry. Romeo's banishment. Come, ladder, come, nurse. I'll do my wedding bed. And death, not Romeo, take my maid shed.
I will go here. I'll find Romeo's company. I know well where he is. I'll take him. He's a friar waiting to sell.
Oh, go find him and give this ring to my true knight and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Romeo? Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is a neighbor of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father.
What news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance am I have that I yet know not?
Too familiar is my dear son with such sour comfort. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment? Oh, say death, for exile is much more terrible, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Corona, art thou banished? Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without ruin walls, but purgatory, torture, and hell itself, and hence banishing is banishing from the world, and world's exile is dead.
Oh, deadly sin, oh, rude unthankfulness, thy fault our law calls death. But the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside the law and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
Just torture, not mercy, for heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, even Paris, lives here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. They may seize upon the wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal a mortal blessing from her lips, but Romeo may not. He is vanishing. And seest thou that exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mix, no sharp round knife, no stout means of death I've never seen but vanishing? To kill me? Vanishing? Oh, God, damn you, that long how independent, how is thou the heart vegan? Divine and ghostly confessor, sin absolver, my friend professed to mangle me with thou word banishing.
Thou fond madman, hear me but speak a word.
Oh, thou will speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee something to keep off that word adversity, sweet milk philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Is banishing? Hang up philosophy, unless philosophy can displant a town, make a Juliet or reverse a prince's doom. It helps not, it prevails not, therefore talk no more.
Oh, then I see that madmen have no ears.
How can they? But thou wife have no eyes.
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak if that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me, and let me banish it? Mightst thou speak, and mightst thou tear at thy hair, and fall into the ground as I do now, taking the measure of my unmade grave.
Arise, one knocks, good Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I, unless the breath of heartsy groans mislike and fold me from the search of eyes.
Oh, father! Stay a while! Up, thou wilt be taken. By and by! Arise, go to I have it! Listen! God's will, what foolishness is this? I'm coming! Arise! Go sleep, Papa! Who knocks so loud? Whence come you? What's your will? I come from Lady Juliet.
Juliet, shut up.
Welcome, then.
Oh, Holy Father, oh,
Holy Father! Where's my master's lord? Where's Romeo? There, on the ground, with his own tears made drop. He's just as my mistress's case, just in her case. Even so lies she, weeping and wailing and wailing, weeping. Oh, see, it's
lady to her concealed love.
Oh, she says nothing but weeps and weeps, and then all falls on her head, and then Tybalt calls and Romeo cries, and then
If that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her, just as that name's cursed hand did murder her.
hold thy desperate hand! Thou hast amazed me by my holy order. I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself and slay thy lady too that lives in thee by doing desperate damned hate upon thyself? What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Till it would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns into exile. There art thou happy. Come on, give us a smile. You're such a beautiful child. A pack of blessings lights upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a sullen and misbehaved wench, thou pounced upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed. Take heed, for such die miserable. Though, get thee to thy love as was agreed hence and comfort her.
Comfort her.
Dost thou sustain us as the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find time to blaze thy marriage, reconcile thy friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back 20,000,000 times. Yes, joy! Yes! Thou went forth in lamentation. Yes! Oh, go, nurse, go. Put me to thy lady and bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto you. Romeo is coming! Lord, I could have stayed here all night to hear thy good counsel. Oh, what learning is! My lord, I will tell my lady you are coming.
Go to it, say you shall.
Oh, a ring! That she been give you, sir. Make haste, for it grows very late. Oh, how my comfort is revived by this. Go hence, good night, and here stands all your estate. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
Oh, joy for joy calls out to me. It will grieve so great to part with thee. Farewell. Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we are born to die. 'Tis very late, she will not come down tonight. I promise you, before your company, I would have been abed an hour ago. Such times of woe are no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
Oh, I will, and no, remind early tomorrow. Tonight she is, near that I think she will be ruled, in all respects of me. Nay, more I doubt not. Why? I'll go in her ere you go to bed, acquaint her of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. Let's talk, what day is it?
Monday, my lord.
Monday! Well, Wednesday is too soon. Oh, Wednesday, let it be. Thursday. Thursday. Tell her she shall be married to this noble earl.
Okay. Would you like to taste?
We'll keep no further ado. A friend or two for mark you, Tybalt being slain so late, and maybe thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we go much. Then we'll have half a dozen friends. And there enough. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get thee gone on Thursday,
Okay.
Go to bed, every bit of bed. Prepare your wife against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Good night.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It's the nightingale and not the lark pierce the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings in yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the Lord, no nightingale. Look, love, what ending streaks and laces serving clouds in yonder east. Night's candle burned out, and drunken day stands tiptoe on the mountaintops. We must be gone to live or stay and die.
Now night is not daylight, I know it, I. It's some meteor that the sun exhales to be this night a torchbearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet, thou needs not to be gone.
Let me be taken, let me be put to death. I am content that I will have it so. Come, death, welcome, for Juliet wills it so. How's it said? It's okay, let's talk.
It is. Hide hence, be gone away. Oh, now be gone. We're light and lighting grown.
We're light and light, we're dark and dark our woes.
Madam, nurse,
Your lady Bach is coming to your chamber. Be worried, the day is broken.
come then, window, let day in and let life out. Art thou come so? Love, Lord, I, husband, friend. I must hear from thee every hour in the day.
for in a minute there are many days. Well, by this count I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity left to send my greetings to thee.
Thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these worlds shall sound such sweet discourse in our time to come.
Oh God, I have an ill-divining soul. Methinks I see thee. Now thou art below as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Even my eyesight fails, and thou lookest pale.
Trust me, love, and my eyes say you. Dry sorrow drinks your blood. Adieu, adieu.
Oh, fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, daughter, are you up?
Who calls? Is that my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
But how now, Juliet?
Madam, I'm not well.
I'm more waiting for your cousin's death. And if thou could, thou could not wake him from his tomb, therefore have done. Some of grief shows much of love, but Mr. Grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling lost.
So shall you feel the loss, not the friend for which you weep.
Feelings so lost not choose but ever weep the friend.
So you weep not for the friend, for the same villain that slew him.
What villain madam is that?
Same villain Romeo.
Villain and he be, even he miles asunder. Oh God pardon him, I know I do with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
That is because the traitor murderer lives.
Even from the reach of these my hands, would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
We will have vengeance for it. Fear you not. Alton and Mantua, with the same manners where the hate doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tibble company, and then I hope that will be satisfied.
Oh, I shall never be satisfied with Romeo till I again behold him. Dead. Obviously. Madam, if you could find a man to bear poison, I myself was temperate, that Romeo should have come to see there soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him to wreak the love that I bore my cousin upon his body that slaughtered him.
Well, if thou the means, and I'll find you the man. With that I'll bring thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in needy time. What news are there? Beseech your ladyship.
Well, thou hast a careful father-child, one who to put thee from thy heaviness has arranged a sudden day of joy, which thou expects not, nor I look not for.
Happy time, madam, what day is that?
That is, this early Thursday morn, the gallant, young, and noble gentleman perished. There make thee a joyful bride.
He shall not there make me a joyful bride. Now I wonder at this haste that I should wed ere he that should be husband comes to woo. Tell my lord and father, madam, I shall not marry yet, and when I do, it shall be to Romeo, whom thou knowest I hate, rather than to Paris. These are news indeed.
Well, here comes your father. Tell him yourself and see if he will take it in your hands.
How? When the sun sets, the errant doctor will do, but for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains outright. How now, a conduit girl? What? Sun tears evermore showering? How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
I sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft. Take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How? Will she not? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed unworthy, as she is that we have brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Proud you have not, though thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of that I hate, but thankful even for hate that is not love.
What's this? Proud, and I thank you, and I thank you yet not proud, mistress many of you. Thank me, no thankings, nor proud me, no prouds. But fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Petersburg, or I will drag thee on a huddle thither.
What are you mad? Good father, I beseech you with patience, but to hear me speak a word.
Disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to church of Thursday, or never after look me in the face. Do not reply, now do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought ourselves blessed that God had lent us but this only child. But now I see this one is one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out on her headling.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to break her so.
And why, my leading wisdom?
May not one speak?
Case you mumbling fool, utter your gravity over a costly soul, for here we needed not.
You were too hot.
Day, night, hour, tide, time, work, play, alone, and company still my care hath been to have her matched. And now having provided a gentleman of noble parentage, stuffed as they say with honorable parts, the portion as one thought would wish a man. And then to answer, I will not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me. But as you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Grace, where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay a hand on heart advised. And you be mine, I give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the street, for by my soul I will never acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you. I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage a month, a week, or if you do not, make the bridal chamber in that dim monument where Tybalt lies. It will come to me for I'll speak not a word, do as thou wilt. I'm done with thee. Oh, God! Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith be returned to me unless my husband sent to me from heaven by leaving earth? Oh, comfort me, counsel me, alack, that heaven should practice such stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself. Well, what sayest thou? Hast thou no word of joy? Comfort me! Babe, here it is. Romeo is banished and all the world to nothing, that he dares never to come back to childlessness, or if he does, it must needs be by stealth. Therefore, in case Stanley is now doffed, I think it best she married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman! Romeo turned dishclout to him, and equal, madam, hath not so green, so fair, so quick an eye as parents have. Oh, but shrew my heart, I think you are happier in the second match. Or, if you are not, your Bruce is dead, or as far as good he word, you living here and he no use to you. Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go, tell my lord, my madam, that it has pleased my father, I am gone to Friar Lawrence's cell to make confession and to be absolved.
Very able, and this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation, almost wicked fiend. Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue which he hath praised him above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor. Thou and my bosom henceforth shall be twain. All Friar Lawrence to know his remedy, and if all else fails, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir, the time is very short.
My father, Lord Capital, I am nothing slow to slack his hands.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately, she weeps for her cousin Tybalt's death. Therefore have I talked little of love. Master, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage, to stop the inundation of her tears, which, if too much put by her, may be put from her by society. Now do you see the reason for this haste?
I would I knew not why it should be stayed. Come you to make confession, my son?
I think she's prettier than me, and I don't know what to do about it. Oh, happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you here to confess to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you, I love him.
Celine, I know that you love me.
If I do so, it will be more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, my face is much accused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that. It was bad enough before their spite.
Oh, thou wrongst it more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth, and what I spoke, I spake it to my face.
Poor soul, thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
Have you leisure now, Holy Father, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
But leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
Faith, should I disturb such devotion? Juliet, Thursday early will I rouse.
Oh.
Till then, adieu. And keep this.
Absolutely not.
Cast you out.
Oh, okay. Bye, Juliet.
Oh, shut the door! When thou hast done, come weep with me. Past help, past cure, past hope.
Juliet, I already know thy grief constrains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it. On Thursday next we marry to this count.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no counsel, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with a knife I'll help it presently. God join my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands, and ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, a knife shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long experience time, give me some counsel, be not so long to speak. I long to die, if what thou speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent.
If, rather than to marry Count Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself,
Totally 100%.
it is likely that thou wilt undertake a thing like death to try to away this shame that coaxeth death himself to escape from it, and if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris off the battlements of yonder tower, or walk in thievish ways, bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or shut me nightly in a charnel house, or covered quite with dead man's rattling bones, with reeky shanks and yellow chapless skulls, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud. Things that to hear them told have made me tremble, and I will do it without fear or doubt to live an unstained wife to my true love.
Oh, then, go home. Give consent to marry Paris. Answer this tomorrow. Tomorrow night with the light alone, that not thy nurse lieth thee in thy chamber. Being then in bed, take thou this vial, and this distilled liquor drink thou off. When presently through that all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no warmth, no pulse, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, in the morning, when the bridegroom comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. That thou shalt be taken to that same monument where all the kindred of the Capulets lie. Meantime shall Romeo by my letters know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I shall watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valor in the acting of it.
Oh, give me, tell me not of fear.
Then, be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed with my letters to thy lord.
Love gives strength, and strength shall help forward. Honest father, farewell.
So many guests invite us to our feast. Sirrah, go hire me 20 cunning cooks.
You shall have none else, sir, for I'll try if they can lick their fingers.
How canst thou try them so?
Nary, sir, 'tis an ill cook that cannot lick his own fingers, therefore he that cannot lick his fingers goes not with me.
Go, be gone. We shall be much unfurnished for this time. What, has my daughter done to Friar Lawrence?
I, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her, but peevish self-willed harlotry it is.
See where she comes to restrict with Mary, what?
How now, my headstrong? Where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition to you and your behests, and am enjoined by holy lords to beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforth I'm ruled by you or whatever.
Send for Paris! Go tell them of this. I'll have this knotted up tomorrow morning! Tomorrow?
I met the youthful lord at Lawrencell and gave him what becometh love. I might not overstep the bounds of modesty.
Why, I love it! This is well, this is as it should be. Let me see the county. I better go, I say, fetch him hither. Now, afford God this reverend holy friar. Our whole city is much devoted to him.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort through such ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There is time enough. Go, nurse, go with her. We'll the church tomorrow.
We'll be short in our provisions. Just have your night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things shall be well, I warrant me, wife. Go thou to Juliet, help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight, let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this one. What hell? They are all forth. Well, I shall walk myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. This wedding, oh my heart, is a wondrous flight since the tame little girl is so reclaimed. Woo!
I don't really care. Like, is this one fine? Yeah, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, let me now be left alone. For I have need of many orisons to make the heavens smile upon my state, which, well thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
Are you busy? Need you my help?
No, madam, we have called such necessaries as are approval for our state tomorrow. So please you let me now be left alone and let the nurse sit up this night with you, for I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Well, good night. Get thee rest, for thou hast need.
Good night.
farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. But a faint cold fear thrills through my veins and almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call him back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vial. What if this mixture does not work at all? Should I then be married tomorrow morning? No, no. This shall prevent it. Lie thou there. But what if it is a poison the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo? Oh, I fear it is. And yet, methinks it should not. He hath still been tried a holy man. Well, how if when I am laid in the tomb I wake before that time that Romeo comes to redeem me? Ay, there's a fearful point. Should I not then be stifled in the vault whose foul mouth no wholesome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Okay. Or if I live, is it not very like the conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle where for these many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say in some hours in the night, spirits resort to the left, is it not life that I, so early waking with what loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes toward the earth that living mortals hearing them unmetal? Should I not be distraught and fired with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in his desperate rage with some great kinsman's bones out of the club dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay. Romeo, I come, this do I drink to thee. Mistress, what mistress? Juliet! Fast I warned her, she. Why, lady, what why, not a word? You take your petty words now, sleep for a week, and the next night I work with a pound of pears, have set Christmas that you shall rest but little. Oh, God, forgive me again! And then how sound are you asleep? Madam! Girls in a dress, still your clothes? Oh, I must needs wake you. Madam! Oh, lady! What is this noise? Oh, the mental day! What is the matter? The mental day! Me, oh me. My child, my only life. Revive with us, or I will die with thee. Help! Help!
First shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
She's dead! She's dead! Alack the day, she's dead! She's dead!
Ha! Let me see her. Alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled, and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death flies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the fields.
Oh, a miserable day! A woeful time!
Death, the dead have taken her hands to make me wail, ties up my tongue and will not let me speak.
Come, the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return.
What?
Oh, sad! The night before thy wedding day have death lain with thy wife. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all. Life, living, all is dead.
So long I've waited for this morning, and it presents me with a sight such as this.
The cursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day, most miserable hour that time ever saw in lasting labor of his pilgrimage. But one poor and loving child, one thing to rejoice and solace in, and death has snatched it from my sight. Oh, woe! Oh, woe! Oh, woe! Oh, woe! Oh, day! Oh, miserable day! Never have seen so black a day as this! Oh, beguiled, divorced, spited, slain! Oh, love, bad love. I love you most, Juliet. I love you.
Despised, distressed, hated, murdered, killed. Uncomfortable time, why givest thou to murder our solemnity? Oh child, my soul is not my child. Death art thou, alack, my child is dead, and with my child my joys are buried.
Peace, hope, for shame! Confusion's cure lies not in these confusions. Look up! Heaven and yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven has all, and all the better is the Your art and parties could not keep from death. Now heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion. For 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. And we do now see her she's advanced above the clouds as high as heaven itself.
All things that we ordained to festival turn from her office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells. Our wedding cheer for a sad burial feast. Our solemn hymns for sullen dirges change. Our bridal flowers serve for a buried course. And all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him. And Prague?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
Everyone prepare to follow their course up to her grave.
I'm sad. Think. We should put our lives to be done.
Musicians! Oh, musicians, heart's ease, heart's ease. Oh, and you will have me live, play heart's ease.
Why heart's ease?
Oh, musicians, because my heart itself plays, my heart is full of woe. Oh, play me some merry dump to comfort me.
Not a dove, we. There's no time to play.
You will not then?
No?
Then I will give it you soundly.
What will you give us?
No money on my face.
Then I shall give you servant creature.
Then will I leave the servant creature's dagger on your pate. I'll carry no crotches. I'll array you. I'll fly you. Do you know me?
Any readers? Any flowers? You notice? I pray you put up your dagger and put out your wit.
Then have at me with my wit. I'll come at you with an iron wit and try beat you with an iron dagger. Answer me like men.
When griping grief, the heart doth wound, and doleful dumps her mind oppress, and music with her silver sound.
Why silver sound? Why music with your silver sound? What say you?
Mary, sir, because silver has a sweet sound.
Oh, pretty. Well, what say you?
I say silver sound because musicians sound for silver.
Oh, weird. Okay, what say you?
Faith, I know not what to say.
Oh, you are the singer. I cry you mercy. I will say for you. 'Tis music with her silver sound because musicians have no gold for sounding.
Then music with her silver sound, the speedy health doth lend rest. Come on. When griping grief, the heart doth wound, and doleful dumps the mind oppress. Then music with her silver sound, and music with her silver sound, the speedy health doth lend rest.
Absolutely the same. Come, we'll in here, tear it for the mourners, and stay dinner.
If I may trust in the flattering truth of sleep, in my dreams presaged some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream to leave a dead man, to give a dead man leave to think. But she breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. Oh, how sweet is love itself possessed that one, but love's shadows are so rich in joy. News for Romeo? How now, Balthazar? Doth our bringing lust from the fire? Is my lady well? Is her father well? How fares my Juliet? As I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well and nothing could be ill.
Yes.
Her body lies in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with the angels lives. I saw her lay loaded in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, sir, since you did leave it for my office.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging, get me ink and paper, hire me post horses, I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks so pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Then, do what I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters for me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone. Hire those horses, I will be with thee straight. Oh, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. I do remember here an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds and in his ill-shaped shop, ill-shaped fishes. Noting this penury, I said to myself, if a band did need some poison whose sale was present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. The same thought did forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it to me.
As I recall, this should be the house. What ho, apothecary! Who calls so loud? Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. I have 40 ducats. Give me a dram of poison as such soon speeding gear that will disperse itself through all the veins so that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Whoa! Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fears to die? The world has no laws to make thee rich, therefore be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you have the strength of 20 men, it will dispatch you straight.
Here's thy gold. Worse poisoned men's souls and doing more murders in this wretched world than these poor compounds thou mayst not sell me. I sold thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell, by food, get thyself in flesh. Come, poison, not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there I beseech thee.
Oh yeah, he was the.
Oh yeah, he was the.
This way was a penny line. What was that? Penny, make it free, girl, make it free. 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 Make it free, girl, make it free.
Holy Franciscan Friar! Brother Paul!
This same should be the voice of Friar John, welcome from Mantua.
What says Romeo, or if he's mine, give me his letter. About that. Going to find a very quick brother out. One of our order to associate me. We're in the city visiting the sick. And finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there mistake.
Oh, bear my letter then to Romeo.
Oh, I have not sent it! Here it is again! Oh, no. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee. So fearful were they of infection.
Happy fortune by my brother, but the letter was not nice, but full of charge of dear import, and neglecting it may do much harm. Friar John, get you hence, find me an iron crow. What?
A letter?
An iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
Brother, I'll go and bring it thee!
Now must I to the monument alone. Within 3 hours will Juliet awake. She will assure me much that Romeo had had no notice of these accidents, but I will keep her closely at my cell and send again to Mantua. For unhappy course closed in a dead man's tomb.
Give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof.
Yeah, put it up, for that I would not be seen. Under yew trees all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground, so no foot upon this churchyard shall tread, but thou shalt hear it. Are you listening? Yes. Okay. If you hear something, whistle a signal that something doth approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I'm almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe! Thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do. Or, wanting that, with tears distilled by my moans, the obsequies that I for thee shall strew upon my grave and weep. Mom! Paris! Peter gives warning, something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight to cross my obsequies and my true love's right? What with a torch night muffle me?
Give me the mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. But if thou jealous, do return to pry and what I further shall attempt to do. By heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with your pretty limbs.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live, be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged in the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I will enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I will cram thee with more food.
Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Go with me, for thou must die.
I must, and therefore came I hither.
Okay.
Good gentle youth, I beseech thee, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave. Think upon these gone, and let them affright thee. Youth, I do love thee better than I love myself. I came here armed against myself, therefore fly hence and live, and hereafter say that a madman's mercy bade thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Oh, wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy!
Oh, there, they fight! I will go call my watch! Hey, that hurts. Thou be merciful. Open the tomb of Romeo and Juliet.
I will not. Let me curse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble Count of Paris. What said my man on my betrothed soul did not take him after the road? He told me that Paris should marry Juliet. And said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it were so? Oh no, a land in slaughtered youth, realize Juliet, and her beauty make this vault of feasting presence full of light. Death lie out there by a dead man interred. How often would men were at the point of death if they marry? Oh my love, oh my wife, death would just suck the honey out of my eyes. Upon thy beauty, beauty's thou art conquered. Beauty's ensign yet lies crimson in thy lips and thy cheek, and death's pale flag is not advanced there yet. Tybalt, what is out there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that the unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here and still dark to be his paramour? Fearing that, I still will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with the worms that are thy chambermaids. Here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-weary flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. Disgusting! Bitter conduct, come and savory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run upon the rocks, thy seasick wearied bark. Here's to my love! Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss, I die. St. Francis, be my speed. How often I have my old feet stumble at graves. Who's that?
Oh, here's one, a friend, and one that you know well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon?
It doth so, holy sir. There's my master, and one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long have you been there?
Full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not that I have gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intent.
Stay then, I'll go alone.
Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill unlucky thing. As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt that my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo!
Alack, what blood is this that stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre?
Romeo!
Oh, pale. But Paris, too, and steeped in blood. Oh, what non-kind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance? The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar. Paris? Oh my god. Where's Romeo? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am, so where's my lord?
Almost there! I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nasty death contagion and our natural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. My husband in my bosom there lies dead. And parents too, I guess. Come, I'll dispose of thee around the sisterhood of holy nuns. Say not to question, for the watch is coming. I dare no longer stay.
Hide hence, get thee gone, for I will not away.
Happily some dropped off linger there to make dye with a restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead by which way?
Oh, some noise, then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rest, and let me die. Oh God. Oh God. We're all dead. Are you so dead people? It's just sleeping, right?
Ah, this is the place there where the torch doth burn.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, someone. You wear it. Here, sight. Here lies the Count slain, and Juliet bleeding. Ormond, you killed. Go, tell the prince, raise up the Montagues, run to the Capulets. We see the ground whereon these woes lie, but the true ground of all these woes we cannot without circumstances describe.
Here is the friar of the trouble signs and weeks, which took his medicine and speaking with you, coming from this churchyard side.
A great suspicion. Stay the friar too.
What misadventure is this which calls our person from a morning's rest?
What should it be so that they so shriek abroad? Some cry Romeo, some cry Juliet, some cry Paris. And all around the hotel cries with their money. What fears is which starts in our ears?
Sovereign! Here lies the Count of Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet Warren you killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here's a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man with instruments upon him fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens! Oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds. This dagger hath mistaken for lo. This house is empty on the back of Montague, and it misschieved in our daughter's bosom. The sight of death is a bell that brings my old age to a sepulchre. Better come, Montague, for thou art early out to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile had stopped her breath. What further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught, what manner is in this? To press before thy father to a grave?
Seal away thy outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and overspring with our head or true descent, and then I will be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meanwhile forbear, and let mischief be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least, yet most suspected as the time and place open against me of this direful murder, and here I stand both to impeach and purge myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as his tedious tale. Romeo, their dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, their dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stone marriage day was till Tuesday, whose untimely death banished. The new maid of the city for whom, not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that seat of grief from her betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks, bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell, there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my artist, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I wrote to Romeo that he should hither come in his dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back.
Really?
And all alone at the fixed hour of her waking came I to take her from her kindred's vaults, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came here, untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. And then a noise did scare me from the vault, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my life be sacrificed some hour before his time unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where is Peter?
Ah!
Sir Earl would be your master in this place.
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him. And then I ran away to call the watch.
His self made good the friar's words. Tidings of their love, the course of her death. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague. See what a scourge is made upon your death, that heaven finds means to kill your loves. And I for linking two at your discourse have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brave Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. I will raise her statue in pure gold. That while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set than that of pure, faithful Juliet.
As ritual Romeo's by his late life, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning it brings. The sun for sorrow cannot show its head. Go forth and have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and others punished. For never was there a story of more woe than that of Juliet and her Romeo.